guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Well, I think Sarah Boone sort of fits into the and more category these days, but the third rail, they have it's not really new, I guess. It's one of their calls that they did. Actually, I think there's two on this particular one. Two phone calls with Boone's Barbie Sarah. I think that was coined by somebody in the Crime Lines and Lies group. I don't know who. I don't know if it was Brooks or anybody else, so I'm not really sure. But anyway, I digress. We're going to go through them. I actually had not listened to them yet, so we're going to go through them now. And of course, this is from the third rail. If you are not subscribed to them or have checked out their channel, please do so, and I will include a link to them in the information of this video.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
I'm so glad
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi.
I'm glad you called.
Why?
I haven't talked to you.
Just struggling and trying to smile at the same time.
What's going on?
I got nothing to go in with tomorrow. I don't have any pre-trial statement. Like, they sent me a whole list of things that I was supposed to have completed already, and I had no idea. Like, mandatory disclosure, I don't even know what that is. Like, there's a handful of things, like a list of stuff, and I have no idea what they are.
And she didn't tell you what to. But don't you don't have the pretrial conference statement?
No.
That was never mailed to you?
What do you mean? Are you talking about from Brian?
No, the order that said that, like, all the stuff that you have to do in preparation for the pretrial conference.
Yeah. So remember I said that I got it 17 days late?
Yeah. Okay, but so that gives you everything you need to do, and you have Brian's thing as well, right?
Right, where they called me a murderer repeatedly and said I'm psychologically unfit to be a parent.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I tried.
Well, you are. I mean, Sarah, you put your boyfriend in a suitcase and then beat the crap out of him. Okay, probably tossed him down the stairs. That's my opinion on it. And then you let him die. And you took two videos that you totally forgot you took because you were so effing drunk that when the investigators found them, you were like, oh, I can't watch this. Oh, I can't watch this. Where you told him to shut the F up. So, I think now that you've been found guilty, I think you're a murderer. So, that's accurate.
I'm going through it. I don't know what I'm supposed to put, so I don't know. Technically, if you ask me, and I'm going to fight for it tomorrow, but I have a 17-day prorate, so they should give me another, 2 weeks to do whatever it is I got to do.
Wait, say that again, Sarah.
I said I'm going to go in tomorrow and say that I should have a 17-day prorate on having all of this stuff prepared. I was short 17 days because I didn't receive it on time.
Then you should have asked for a continuance.
Peter, I don't have, there's no way, okay, I have no paper. I had to do an inmate request form to the chaplain to...
I'm not talking logistically. I'm just saying what they're going to say.
What do you mean? So they're going to tell me that I should do a continuance? They're going to say, no, F you, we're going to take all that we want to take from you and then call it done.
You can say to them, you're going to say, I got this thing 17 days late. And...
It's in my motion. Which is not even online yet. That's what I don't even understand. How can four motions, my guardian ad litem, my financial affidavit, the discovery, and the contempt of whatever, 4 of my motions, how are they not online yet?
I'm going to look them up right now. I looked at it yesterday. It wasn't online as of yesterday.
I know. Looked for me earlier when I talked to her this morning.
She can log in. I got her the...
Let's all boo-hoo, hoo-hoo for Sarah Boone. I should have a 17-day reprieve because they didn't give it to me on time. I'm special because I'm Sarah Boone. Dude, nobody gives a crap. They really don't. And Peter's right. You should have asked for a continuance. That's the bottom line.
the password.
Yes, thank you.
No.
It's just very difficult to work with her because, number one, it's 16 hours difference, and she's working in the middle of the night and then just has to get her son to school and everything else, and just for the little bit of time that I get to talk to her, and then she's in Australia and we're in America, and she's trying to work with like an American computer system and online stuff, and she has no idea. So like a 30-minute phone call turns into 5 effing phone calls, and it's the majority of my morning. And she tries so very hard and gets very frustrated along with me, but at the same time though, like it's almost impossible, nothing against her as a person and her attempts to work with her because of the freaking 16-hour difference. Like I've just crawled up in a ball on my bed and just started to cry until I fall asleep.
She has to work with somebody. Well, this was May of 2025, this call. She had to work with somebody in Australia across the pond because nobody likes her ass here in the United States of America. Nobody wants to work with her, and Peter and Julian, they eventually they stopped work with her too. It wasn't too much longer after this. So anyone who thinks that they're going to try to be helpful to Boone, she just makes you hate her at the end of the day. And then of course she sits there and tells everybody else that you're the most worst person in the world, and God forbid you take up her time when she's got nothing else to do but sit in her tiny little cell in Lowell County, in Lowell Correctional, in Lowell Correctional up in Ocala. Sarah, nobody cares. They don't care. They really don't.
It's very difficult.
One thing I'd say is just getting back to the continuance thing, Sarah. You could say, I put it in my motion. I filed a motion.
The continuance?
Yeah, you just said that it was in the motion.
What was in the motion was that it was 17 days late.
Oh.
Not asking for a continuance.
Okay, that's right. Okay, well, because they'll likely say if she needed more time, she should have filed a continuance. That's when you say, but I have no paper, I have no pen, I have no stamps, I have no ability to do anything.
Right, which is why another reason why I haven't done my pretrial statement, which is why I haven't done any of the other mandatory. Well, what is mandatory disclosure? Like, what am I supposed to have done with that? Like,
mandatory disclosure. What does that say?
All right, I'm gonna try to let this go for a little bit longer because I know y'all have a love-hate relationship for my commentary too often. But she doesn't have any pen. You could always prick your finger, Sarah. I don't know. This is disturbing, but I thought of this, and then write it in blood or something. I don't know. The point is, she does not ask for anything unless she really wants to. So we all know if she would have asked the prison for pen and paper, I'm pretty sure they would have figured out how to get her some if she told them she was trying to work on her family court case. I mean, really, Sarah, your excuses are crap, In
the pretrial conference thing, does it give you instructions for that?
No, it's not in the uniform pretrial conference order. It was in the case management hearing order or whatever else it was, stating that I was supposed to have had mandatory discovery or mandatory compliance or whatever it is by May 5th, which is crazy because April 26th was, or March 26th was this thing, and then I don't get this. This is what's fucking me up, excuse me. And I'm going to have to reel it in really hard tomorrow because they keep cheating me out of time. And my thing is, how are you going to tell me that shit is due on the 5th and I don't get this until the 14th? How are you going to do that?
That's a great way to put it, is to say it's systemic through the whole document and my situation here. This keeps happening. But just as an example, I have something, the mandatory disclosure is due on the 5th, and I don't get this until the 14th, and then I'm penalized for it.
Penalized in everything. And just, I was going through all of my documents, the little minuscule documents that I have, and the multiple notices for trial that I never got a copy of. Trial by ambush is unfair. Like everything that they have not included me on. And idiot Martell still has my wrong address for some of these documents because apparently they've been responses to some of our motions that we had filed prior, and I never got them because I looked it up and said that they're sending it to my effing county address. I don't know how I'm going to be able to keep my composure and be professional at the same time tomorrow. I'm not going to curse. But at the same time, though, I'm on a telephone. Remember this. I am on a telephone, and they are in the courtroom. So I don't know how it is, and I'm going to have to interrupt the judge or stop Martell from speaking because he always speaks over me, and he, makes it seem like I'm a stupid, dumb, dirty dog in the corner while he delegates and, fluffs his hair and pops his collar. I'm not having that this time.
No, I think that you need to get your voice heard. You can't just let the hearing happen and then you're like waiting for your time to speak.
That's what happened last time.
I know.
I was told by the judge twice for me to let them finish. And that's all they did was talk. So when it was my turn, she said, I've given you 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes too many because it was supposed to be a 15-minute whatever it is. And she gave us 18 and she said, this is concluded, and hung up.
Then I think what you got to do for this tomorrow, Sarah, is not be aggressive. Well, be aggressive, but, obviously keep it composed like you do. Like, remember when in the trial, I complimented you on how awesome you did there.
I am my own attorney and I have to represent myself, Your Honor. I understand that he has things to say, but so do I. Am I constantly shut out?
Just like that. That was excellent.
Can you please tell me what is it that I'm supposed to respond when she says, or when he tries to throw me under the bus as a dumb, dirty dog and say, how come you have no pretrial statement? How come you have no notice of compliance? How come you don't have this? How come you don't have that? I can't dump it on not having pen and paper because I'm pretty sure that they can figure out that I can ask somebody for that. But it's just.
That's like another inmate. Inmates they're not responsible for giving you anything. They don't have to give you shit.
Well, remember, I can only mop so many floors and make so many beds.
Either that or I'm going to go in debt to somebody that's going to beat me up if I don't give them their stuff back. And I don't want to do that.
What am I supposed to say when they ask me, why don't I have this? What am I supposed to say?
I think you tell them the truth. You say you don't have it because, you got the thing 17 days late or however many days late it was. You haven't had enough time to prepare. You don't have pen, paper, and stamps to be able to ask for a continuance. You rely on other people who have full-time jobs and all this, and they do as much as they possibly can, but it's obviously not enough.
And, I'm going to say this too, which is a big selling point for me. I am going to say, a lot of this could have been absolved and off of your plate, Your Honor. Would you have forced them to have this attorney's meeting, which I still think should be held, and which is one of my motions that I'm waiting for you to please grant or deny?
Now, I wouldn't do that because then you're like saying to the judge that she's not doing her job, and you really want her on your side, Sarah. So
she's not on my side. She denies all my shit.
I think what you should say is something more along the lines of like, I attempted
to have this attorney meeting, Your Honor, and they have overruled the court and your orders, and I'm still sitting here waiting what it is that I'm supposed to be doing that I haven't done already.
Yeah, right. In fact, I had even emailed them asking, why it hasn't been set up and to please go ahead and set it up. They overruled your rule.
No response.
And then they filed, their objection and said that they're, basically they don't have to listen to you.
Between all of your case law, all of the documents, all of what has sent me, and it's very, I feel like I want to throw up. You don't understand how overwhelming this is, that I can't keep up with it and I can't properly defend myself. And if this is my only opportunity, then I feel like I'm going to fail. It's too much information for me to be able to understand and be able to convey properly. And nonetheless, I'm not an attorney either. So, I don't know how I'm supposed to justify any of this when I don't even know what I'm talking about other than what you typed out on the tablet for me.
Can you bring paperwork in there?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. So, can you bring your tablet?
I'm hoping so. I'm going to bring it with me anyway.
I wouldn't try and memorize all the case law. I don't think you have time to. I think that what you should be trying to get in there tomorrow is more time. I would communicate the following. I'd say, one, I have all these motions I filed. Nothing has been addressed. Number two, that goes to a larger issue because I'm in here. There's like this delay in communications. I'm not receiving things in time. I was supposed to get something on the 5th. It didn't come till the 14th.
Well, listen, you have to understand too, Peter, I have no copies of any of these motions. So she could go straight to all of my motions, which we only have 45 minutes of time allotted. So for all I know, we're going to go over all of the motions because I know we're going over some of the motions from the case management conference, but I don't even have them to reference.
Well,
you know how pitiful that looks?
I'll tell you this, Sarah. At the end of the day, any attorney, no one is going to know this case as well as you do.
They don't need to necessarily know it. They just need to know the case law to rebut their case law.
Okay. You do have some case law.
Yeah, but it never seems to suffice. They come up with one, I come up with another one. They come up with one, I come up with another one, and then that's that. Like, whatever it is, they win in the end. I just don't understand how.
That's up to the judge. That's what the judge does. Make the determination of what supersedes what.
And I don't know, look, out of all of our motions where it keeps saying that I have no legal authority to ask for these things, what's the point of the case law that we keep looking up? That's like my thing for the parental right things. And then the whole alimony thing, what you have is fully justifiable, but I don't understand how it is, what it is that needs to be to the next level in order to overrule their stupid case law. I don't know what we're doing wrong.
I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I don't know.
I'm going in there. Basically, all I did was rearrange my documents. I organized them. I've got it by relocation. I've got it by parental agreement. I've got it by the final judgment. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot other than, some documents that he sent me of Brian's things and just...
Have you handwritten out or do you have any kind of like a list of the case law?
I have to do that still. I've been working on this. I had 2 call-outs this morning. I didn't come back here until almost noon. So I've been on my bed the entire time. The air conditioning has been broken for 5 days. So on top of everything else, it's blistering hot in here and just, it's very trying.
Yeah, I sent you like a kind of a consolidated list.
I know. I just have to write it down. Hopefully I can look it up.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
I listen. I know. Do you have access to paper and a pen right now, or no? Or do you have to hustle for that?
Like you need me to have pen and paper on the phone with you right now, or do I?
No, I'm saying to be able to like kind of start preparing.
Yes. I've been on my bunk since I got back from my call-outs earlier, and like I said, it took me however many hours to at least organize my paperwork and try to get some kind of ammunition. Yeah. And all I have is what the information that they sent me, and just crap that I got from county. It's just, it's.
When you sit down and start writing stuff, Sarah, I would try and focus on like the main points that you want to get across. And then your goal tomorrow is when you're in there is at the appropriate times to make sure that you hit everything on your list.
It's about to be head count. Yesterday we were on our bunks for 3.5 hours. They had to recount us 4 times. So it's about to be head count right now. So,
okay.
My goals are, number 1, do not take my parental rights away. And number 2, you owe me alimony.
Yeah, but Sarah, that's during the trial.
But the thing is, though, that is not fair is that they should have had the case management conference. They should have had the pretrial, whatever it is, between the attorneys and unrepresented parties. How can they do that? A lot of this could have been, discussed and figured out, narrowed, whatever else it is. So, it's less time for the judge to have to go over whatever else it is. It's just mind-blowing to me that they can just do that. It's like we're trying to figure things out that could have already been figured out.
The motion,
and I didn't do anything.
Read to me the motion. Just quickly tell me what the motions were that are filed that are still pending.
Guardian ad litem, my financial affidavit, and the motion for her to accept the handwritten document. The motion to compel discovery. And the motion for...
That was to make them do the attorney's meeting?
No. That was for them to supply his financials truthfully and honestly, and all of them, as opposed to the 8 months they decided to send to us. Okay. And I guess I thought I was going to be stupid, and I found $40,000. It doesn't matter your income; you still have to file a tax return. So you're telling me and the judge and the court that you haven't filed a tax return for 3 years, but you've been getting between $40,000 and $100,000 a year?
He would have to file tax returns because even if you're receiving gifts, you have to report the gifts.
Nonetheless, he has an IRA or he has a retirement fund. You have to claim taxes on that as well.
Yeah, you certainly do. You have to. So the minimum amount someone can gift federally is like $14,000 a year.
Well, he got 40 last year, $40,100.
Right. So that is taxable. However, there is a tax-free exemption on up to like $10 million for wealthy people.
Okay, well, you still have to pay taxes on your retirement fund.
That you do.
It doesn't matter because he's lying on multiple documents that none exist or it's zero. And both of those are lies because they do exist and they are not zero. But the most of this 45 minutes is probably going to be going over all of these motions. That's what this probably thing is going to be. Where my 4 are, I don't know.
What'd you say? What was the last thing?
My 4 motions that are still pending.
Oh, where the 4 are. Well, you don't know.
Remember, we're still waiting for my USB drive with all of my court documents on there. I'm still waiting for the transcript. I'm still waiting for James to send me my documents. I'm still waiting for Orange County Corrections to send me my tablet messages and my FOIA. You know, there's things that I'm waiting for that I should be lawfully allowed to have if I have, in quotes, access to the court.
Okay, so I would make that list.
I've already done that. It's
right.
on my list of pending motions and everything that I've submitted since the case management conference, and then I've also got everything that I still have pending.
I really wish I could listen to this call tomorrow.
They're going to try and railroad me like they did last time, and Martel's going to STF you.
Martel's going to what?
STF you. You don't know what that is? Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Pardon me. Okay, I have to go. I don't know. Can you just send me some kind of whatever you think that might help me? She's at the door screaming at me. I gotta go. One way or another, I'll try and call you back if I can. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Bye.
She loves to complain. Everything is against her. Everything is against her. And Brian owes her alimony. He owes her all this money. Yada 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 yada. Brian, I don't think he owes her jack crap. Okay, we're going to go through. There's a document that did drop, some financial information. We'll go through that momentarily here after the second call. But it's crazy to me how damn entitled she is. I mean, really. And it's like she doesn't care about anyone else but herself. And like I've said over and over again, if she's not going to change because, she's just who she is. And I do wonder if this all did start when she met George, or if she was like this when she was still married to Brian. I'm really curious because, obviously they did have some kind of a happy marriage, at least at the beginning, I would assume. So I am curious, like, when did Sarah start becoming super, super insane and narcissistic? Really curious. But I'm sure Brian does not go online and look up all this stuff, because if I was him, I would avoid it like the plague.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
I didn't think you were going to answer. That was like on the 12th ring. I thought for sure it was going to get voicemail.
Yeah.
Could you just really quickly, could you go on the clerk of the court's website for me?
Yeah.
Please. And can you look under my appeal? Sent me a screenshot of the records that have been filed, and there's one that one of the ladies in here was asking a question about to see like if I'm on par, like on schedule with everything, because I have yet to hear from Joshua Adams to date. So
who's asking you if you're on point?
No, I'm asking this lady in here. She's probably going to get transferred to Miami or the Panhandle, and before she leaves, I was trying to get her to help me answer stuff because she's done her own post-conviction thing, and she knows a lot about appeals and everything, and I know nothing, and I keep asking Joshua Adams, but he never replies. So
you ever once talked to him?
No. I told you he wrote me that one weird, extremely misspelled, like he was typing on his phone while he was driving, message, and said for me to reach out to him if I had any information, and I've given him every bit of information and then some, and the second coming of Christ amount of everything that I've given him, and he's never responded. And I've written him 4 times over the duration of him being appointed on December 18th.
Okay, so you want me to look under your criminal case, right?
Yes, please. So 5-5, index to record on appeal, 24 pages, should be the most recent thing filed. It says that you should be able to open it. Can you try, please?
Yep, open.
Okay, so what is this? And I need to know what that is and the DCA order underneath it. So if you could tell me what this is first.
The index to the record on appeal.
But it says record, sealed record, evidence record, trial transcript. So how is it sealed when you're looking at it?
This was filed by Josh?
I don't know. You'll have to tell me. I have no idea.
Okay, hang on a second.
Like, I don't know if they have certificates of service in this. I have no idea.
This is massive.
It says it's 24 pages.
I know, but it's an index. So if that's indexing other materials, 24-page index is like a title of contents. It's incredible.
So, okay, help me understand. So it's like a table of contents?
Hang on, my computer is super slow.
Like, is it a compilation of all of the transcripts and he's just pulled out things to put in the index that need to be addressed in regards to having my appeal granted? And then if you can, look at the other one, because I'm going to try and catch this girl and you can just tell her on the phone what it means. Audra.
This might have been filed by the clerk.
Okay, so can you please go down to the DCA order that's on 5225, the one-pager? My friend is standing right next to me. I can't give her the phone, but I can verbally tell her what it says.
Yeah, so it says, I'm going to read it to you. By order of the court, the lower tribunal has not transmitted the record on appeal to this court. Within 20 days from the date of this order,
20 days of the order,
appellant shall ensure that the clerk of the lower tribunal transmits the record on appeal, or alternatively files a response that shows cause why this appeal should not be dismissed to ensure the transmission of the record.
For failing to what?
To ensure the transmission of the record.
Okay, did they send this to my attorney? Who says it? Who says that?
And it was CC'd to Joshua Adams.
Okay, hold on.
Get a hold of the court report and tell them to send the record on appeal. To do it, they just finish your shit. But
Hold on.
do it. Got all kinds of ground.
So this was just done on the second, though. Like, how do I know if he did it or not? How can I reach out to Josh Adams and tell him that he needs to do that?
Already did. Look, he already did.
So he has 20 days? We have 20 days?
That day.
I'm 5'2", but we're past. Yes.
The problem is the date on this document is the 2nd, so 20 days have
Passed.
6 days ago, yeah.
I know. Okay, what is it you're telling me that says?
What's the index say?
The index was a bunch of numbers and columns and stating that from 2020 to 2025, like, it would say something and it would say a page number, like 52 to 53.
It's an index to the transcript.
It doesn't say, there's nothing signed at the bottom of it, but it says, under comments, it's the record, sealed record, evidence record, trial transcript.
She said that it was sent out on a Friday, and then on a Monday, they responded with the index.
They haven't sent the whole record on appeal.
So we're waiting on the clerk of the courts,
For what?
okay? For all of the transcripts. Right?
For everything.
Isn't this fun? Well, I'm going to put on the screen beginning of these pages as they're talking about them. The DCA order was 1 page back on 5/2/2025, and like Peter said, the index to record on appeal is 24 pages. I don't know if I went over this in a previous video or not. I'm gonna have to take a look at it. But when she says these are the transcripts, not true. The transcripts were already put on her clerk court docket on 4/15 of 2025. That's 2,529 pages long from her trial. So I don't know what she thinks it is, but oddly enough, that's something that if you want to read the trial itself, that was given to the attorneys. But I don't know who this other inmate is speaking to her on the back end, but the appeal attorneys, unless you've hired them, okay, these are all, for Sarah, we all know, these are all appointed. So they don't have anything to do with her, really, unless they have questions specifically. So for her to say, oh, we need to contact him and have him do this stuff, well, I think he knows what to do. And, we're now looking at it here at the end of March of 2026, and she's down to, I have to make a count, but now her current attorney on her appeal is David Maldonado, because we all know that Joshua Adams, withdrew. So, yeah, she's really good at keeping people on her cases.
For everything that ever happened in my entire case.
Probably going to be about
She said it'll be probably 5,000 pages.
Sorry, we're talking about the criminal case, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're waiting for what now? I'm confused.
So we're still waiting for what? The record on appeal to show up. And what is that? Are you trying to go outside? Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't even know what that's something Josh Adams has to do, right?
Say it again.
That's
Yes, everything.
Josh Adams has to file something. I'm confused.
Thank you. I don't know either. She said that the problem is not with Josh Adams. The problem is with the clerk of the courts, who is not sending the transcripts and everything ever recorded in my case, which is what the DCA is waiting for, what Joshua Adams is waiting for, the record of appeal, which is my entire record of my criminal case. So the DCA order was telling the lower tribunal to get it together and get my stuff together. So she said that was sent out on a Friday, and then on Monday they initiated the index, which shows, I guess, that they're at least working on it, and they also CC'd Adams on it. So she thinks that he prompted the index to be sent.
What's the big 2,500-page document?
That's my 2-week trial.
Okay, so that's the entire thing. This index.
That's just a transcript.
Okay, that's the transcript. And then the index is, I guess, some kind of way to organize.
I'm guessing. I don't know. Said that yes, it's expired technically, and I write Joshua Adams and he never responds, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
We have never seen any of these letters that she's written to these appeal attorneys, and I really want to see them. I would love to have seen what she wrote to Joshua Adams, because remember, he no longer does appeals. He's actually left that line of work. So what did Sarah Boone say to Joshua Adams? Inquiring minds, we need to know.
This May 2nd letter, that's the one I'm a little more concerned with.
It's just what I said. They're giving the lower tribunal a reprimand saying, get everything together and send it to the DCA or to Josh. So if not, they need to have a response of why they should not dismiss my appeal.
Oh, so this is a good thing for you.
No, not necessarily, because there's been no response from Josh.
Josh has to do something.
Within that 20 days, which has expired.
But what is it that he has to do?
I don't know, and I don't see how he can do it if the record of appeal has not been received yet. That's what they're waiting on from the clerk of the court. That's what I don't understand. And Joshua Adams doesn't respond.
Maybe file a motion and just say, in the last couple months, I'm getting these letters. I don't know what's going on.
I'm not getting any letters.
No, you got this DCA letter.
I haven't received anything. By the grace of God, my friend in Australia and you in New York sent this to me. Gave me information.
No,
Other than that, I would have no idea.
But you could say, I haven't.
I'm not doing all that right now. I don't want to piss him off and him be in the middle of doing something. Just he needs to respond to. And I sent him a handwritten letter.
What did that letter say?
The same exact thing in the message that I wrote him, saying I've given you all of this information and you've not responded, and I'm going to be prompted to contact the law office of the public defender to make sure you even are my attorney still.
And he never got back to you?
In any way, shape, or form.
Why do you think he didn't get back to you? I mean, what's your thinking on it?
I'm hoping that he's just so consumed and focused that he doesn't have time to send me anything. But what's crazy is my friend has the same exact public defender office, whatever it is, and she's gotten 7 letters.
7 letters from Josh Adams?
No, just from the public defender's office where he supposedly works.
She has a different attorney, though, right?
Yes, but they all work from the same office, and they should be giving the same updates, or at least an introduction letter. It's
crazy to me that she's getting these kinds of replies and stuff, and you're not getting anything from him. It's strange.
It's not strange, Peter. It's because it's Sarah Boone. Nobody wants to talk to her. And if she already insulted him in letters, which, again, I wish I could read them. I wish we could all read them. Why would this man or any other appeal attorney, want to talk to her or respond to her if she's being, abusive and, condescending and all the stuff that she does. I mean, look what she did to Bankowitz and all them for her original case. So, yeah. The reason she's not hearing from these appeal attorneys, not only because they don't need her, but really because she's annoying as shit.
Sarah, has he filed anything on your behalf yet?
I have no idea. I don't have access. That's what I'm asking you to look on the clerk of the courts for. I don't know.
Okay, so since when were you convicted?
12/8
Okay, so since January.
or 12/2. I'm sorry, 12/2.
Okay, so we have. Okay, so there's 12/18 order appointing counsel. So let's open that one up.
Yeah, is it Alan Holland or is it Josh Adams?
I don't know yet. It's opening. Their site is like super slow.
It's like 102 degrees in here. Like it's almost unbearable.
You guys can't open a window or anything?
No, there are none.
There's no windows?
Not in the main area. There's some in here in the day room, but we can't open them.
How hot is it outside?
Like 108.
It's 108 degrees in Florida right now?
I'm just like with the heat index. I mean, I think the high today was like 95 or 96.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So this just opened up. It says, it's Holland. It's ordered and judged that Alan Holland is relieved from further representation of the defendant in the trial cause. Okay. So, and Josh Adams is being appointed.
So what's the official date he came on board?
18th of December, 2024.
That's what I said. Yep. Okay.
Do you have a pen and paper? You should try and write some of this stuff down.
No, I don't.
Okay. That's all right.
I'm not going to remember any of this, considering the fact that I have a pretrial conference of my life and my son's life tomorrow. This is low man on the totem pole for me. I just was asking about it because if she gets shipped off, she wouldn't be able to help me, so.
On 129, there says correspondence to defendant.
No, he didn't.
On 129, there was a letter that was written that says, in response to your correspondence dated 121, the following applied. Other. Attorney Josh Adams has been appointed to represent you for an appeal.
No, that's my notice of inquiry.
I'm going to read you the date in the document. You tell me if you want me to open it.
And I don't really care that much about it. Like, I got to try and focus on tomorrow. It's just like...
Oh, okay. All right.
So, I mean, apparently it's, I guess it's on schedule, whatever else it is. I don't know, like, if these last two documents are good or bad. Just, she said supposedly that I'm okay, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with getting him to contact me, and it's really trying to piss me off because I'm just sitting here. So I'm coming up on the 6th of June, and it will be a whole nother month that I've not spoken to him. So it'll be ongoing 6 months. So I don't know. I mean, am I pushing it by asking if you could send an email? Just say, Sarah asked me on her behalf if you could please check in status with her.
Yeah, I've done that. I mean, I've done that, like...
I know, but at least it's just another feeler that we're putting out, and it's another breadcrumb showing that we've made an effort.
The only time I ever even heard anything from him was when he wrote suddenly out of nowhere to Julian and to another YouTuber, giving them the updates on your case.
Yes, I know. Yes, if you could just send him an email, please, and, be stern but professional at the same time and say, June 6th will have been 6 months that you have yet to speak to Sarah Boone, and she was wondering when you were going to be making contact with her after her innumerable attempts, and also for those on the outside that's been trying to help me.
But what's incredible is for 6 months, he doesn't say a word. He doesn't send you a letter, nothing. The only time he ever responds to someone are two people that have nothing to do with the case. One is a YouTuber. One does documentary films.
Please, I don't want a repeat of county where I went through however many because they kept withdrawing because they would ask if you were my attorney still. That's what happened.
What would I do? I would probably, and I know you're sensitive to this because you don't want to kick a beehive's nest, but I would probably send a message to the judge.
What judge? What judge? There is no judge.
Kranick doesn't handle...
Oh my God, absolutely not. Are you serious? You're not thinking straight. You contacting Kranick, who is my appeal?
So he is handling your appeal, right?
No. There's no way he can when he's the number one reason why I got life in prison.
Okay, so who's going to be handling your appeal?
District Court of Appeals.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, let's slow it down, Sarah. Kranick is Michael Kranick, Judge Kranick is the reason why you got life in prison. No, the reason you got life in prison is because you killed George. I mean, that's the that's the facts. I mean, that's the evidence and the facts. You know, he gave you the sentence, but he's not the reason you are sitting in Lowell Correctional in Ocala, Florida, and will be for the foreseeable future. That's not the reason at all, Sarah. It's because you killed George Torres. Period.
Then don't send it to Kranick. Then you send it to the district. Is there someone there, like a
I have no idea. I'm in prison.
with the girl who knows all this stuff? She's not leaving till tomorrow. Can you go ask her?
There's nothing like that. I would have to have some type of correspondence in order to know where I need to send something.
She might know whether or not, if you're pro se and you got to go to the District Court of Appeals, is there a certain, how do you communicate with them about the process? That makes sense.
Know.
She might know.
Left the dorm right now to go outside. It's cooler outside, it seems, than it is in the dorm. I don't know. And apparently somebody was telling me, because I've been asking you about this also, please, and help me, Father. Like, I love, but it's like sometimes it's very difficult to work with her. But Kranick never gave me natural life. He just said you have life in prison. So I'm trying to figure out what specific, in quotes, life I have in prison, because apparently parole has been approved for Florida.
Parole has been approved in Florida?
I'm talking about it on the docket, that yes, it was approved, parole for Florida. So unless it's natural life, all I have to do is go to court and get a number, and then it's cut it by a third, and that includes my county time. So if I get 10 years, I've already done almost 6. And then for good behavior and state time?
Yeah.
Can you please can you research it, please? I don't have anybody else to ask in Australia, which is not the United States of America. So she's going to have no idea what to look up or any kind of anything. But can you look up to see if it was actually passed or like what?
I'll look it up right now. Hang tight.
And I don't understand how nobody, including effing Josh Adams, who I've asked 4 times, what, in quotes, life in prison do I have? Because all it was he said, I sentenced you to life in prison, collected his belongings, fixed his robe, and left the courtroom. So I'm trying to figure out what life do I have, and nobody can tell me.
Okay, hang on.
Life means your entire life, Sarah. Until the day you die. And then you leave prison in a box. So yeah, that's what you were sentenced to. Life, period. Your entire life, not someone else's life, not Judge Kranick's life, not whatever's life. You took a life, and now your life is taken from you, and you're gonna have to live in a little prison cell. So that's what it means, Sarah. You are sentenced to life in prison, your entire life.
I'm going to look that up right now.
But the word natural never came out of his mouth. And this is what I've been trying to find also out for peace of mind.
Okay, so Sarah Boone was sentenced to life in prison on December 2nd.
Where are you reading this?
Through the internet.
So there's got to be some kind of like official, lawful court document that states if it's just life, or it says natural. But I was clearly competent when I was sentenced, and he did not say natural life. And if you recall, that was one of the biggest things on social media afterwards. The shitstorm was wondering if it was natural life, and everybody was upset with the judge that he did not clarify to me what type of life it was.
You're saying so Florida does not have parole for second degree or first?
Correct, right.
And that was just passed.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Right.
I'll do this research and then I'll shoot you an email with what I find.
Please.
Okay.
And I'll call you tomorrow. I mean, am I able to call you tomorrow? I mean, I know not right after it happens, but in the afternoon?
Yes.
God bless. Please look this up. I'm grateful for this, and it would just help me big time with just it would just help me make me okay, if I knew that I had an eligibility other than, having to go back to court and all that.
100%.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay. Please. God, Sarah. Okay, I'm going to put it on the screen. It states, okay, her sentence. There's a sentencing on the clerk website among all the other 10 zillion million. Well, I'm exaggerating, but you guys know what I'm saying. Sentence as to count 001. The defendant being personally before this court, accompanied by the defendant's attorney of record, David Variant, Winston Hobson, Rachel Fugate, James Owens, Kevin Beck, Tony Henderson, and having been adjudicated guilty herein, and the court having given the defendant an opportunity to be heard and to offer matters in mitigation of sentence and to show cause why the defendant should not be sentenced as provided by law, and no cause being shown, it is the sentence of the court that the defendant is hereby committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections to be imprisoned for a term of life. Jail credit. It is further ordered that the defendant shall be allowed a total of 14 years, 9 months, 8 days as credit for the time incarcerated before imposition of the sentence. Concurrent, in the event the above sentence to the Department of Corrections, the sheriffs of Orange County, Florida, is hereby ordered and directed to deliver the defendant to the Department of Corrections at the facility designated by the department, together with a copy of this judgment and sentence and any other documents specified by Florida statute. The defendant is in open court, was advised of the legal right to appeal from the sentence by filing notice of appeal within 30 days from this date with the clerk of court, and the defendant's right to assistance of counsel in taking the appeal at the expense of the state as shown on showing of indigence. Done and ordered at Orange County, Florida, this 2nd December 2024. Honorable Judge Michael Kranick. And I was there in court when he read the sentence, Sarah. I wasn't confused. I know a few of you guys were also in court, but you guys also watched it. Were y'all confused? Because I wasn't even the slight bit confused that life is life. He didn't say life with the possibility of parole. It says the term of life. Period. End of story. Done and over. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it, Sarah. It's done. So I'm going to cut this one and I'm going to do another video. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this weekend because I want to go over the file for Tommy Ziegler, for those that are following that case. If you're not, I highly recommend checking it out. William Tommy Ziegler is the longest person on death row here in the state of Florida, and there's a lot to his case. So just in case you were looking for something else to check out, I highly recommend you checking it out. I have a playlist for that. But in the meanwhile, here you go. We have some more stuff. I may go through some of the journal stuff, but I don't know. I mean, do you guys want me to go through some of those journals? They have an AI voice kind of reading it that sort of sounds like, Sarah, but obviously it's not Sarah. But I would prefer to go through some of the court documents because that to me is a bit more, it's a bit, easier to decipher. And, as far as that's concerned. But as I record this, there is nothing new since February 5th, which is another DCA order, on her criminal trial, okay? There's nothing new. And we still do not have a decision on her family court case. And I'm recording this on March 26, 2026. So just so you guys know, because it may not get out till tomorrow. But there is no decision on that, and her appeal is still open for her criminal case. So let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments as always, and do check out the third rail. And with that said, I hope you have a great rest of the day, and most of all, stay safe.